we're gonna talk about CERN. CERN.
Yes.
We've been teasing this. Let's go. We're just gonna start. We're gonna get both sides of this now too. All right, so here we go.
Okay.
You who don't know, CERN created this huge thing to try to recreate the Big Bang. And that's in the most layman's of terms, okay? It's a lot of science. It's massive. It's like the size of a city and it's underground. And they turned it on for the first time, I want to say it was either the end of 2019 or the very beginning of 2020. And that's when the whole world started going. There are all these conspiracy theories that them activating CERN and keeping it running has basically collapsed multiple timelines. And that's why there's all this wild, whack shit that's happening. That's why we've had all these Mandela theories and all these things happen. And they're finally going to turn it off after it's been on for 6 years straight. They're only turning it off for 2 years. They're going to turn it back on in 2028. People are saying if we have peace for the next 2 years, we need to go in droves and run that over. We'll see. I'm very curious to see if we can tell like a palatable difference.
When are they turning it off?
Oh, the end of this month.
Wow.
June 29th of 2026. They're turning it off.
Okay.
Holy, wait, there's something really big happening astrologically that day too. I love when things align.
Retrograde, for those who don't know.
And all right, so we're gonna that's one side of it. This is actually a woman that I'm gonna play next. That is a woman that actually works for them, and this is her thoughts on these people saying the different things.
I know you don't want to hear this, but this is our timeline. As a CERN scientist, I get sent messages every single day from people accusing us of switching timelines or some other conspiracy theory, but we are in the timeline we have always been. The collisions that we do with the Large Hadron Collider are also happening naturally in our atmosphere and have been for billions of years. So what we are doing is what nature is already doing, but just in a more controlled way. And I know that some people are just trolling, but also I can empathize with the wish that there is some other better timeline out there and we could just, if only, switch to it. But this is the only timeline we've got. And if we want to live in the good timeline, then we are just going to have to come together and make it ourselves the regular way. We are going to have to work with empathy and hard work in order to make the timeline that we want to live in.
All right, Dom.
Yeah, I don't know.
What you think?
You know, after watching Paradise, I don't know, just with what do they call the thing in Paradise? They call it Alex. It's some woman's name.
Yeah.
And so I think that because people are so obsessed with science and like apocalyptic and post-apocalyptic things, I don't know if I trust what homegirl is saying, because we know that
the first girl or the scientist.
The scientist, like,
okay.
and I'm a person that believes in science, so I want to start there, because this will also spin to another topic that we have later in the show. And the interesting thing about all of this is, like, we think about life. Something happened the day that Kobe got into that plane, that helicopter crash. And that's been a theory.
Hold on. What now? No. Go, tell me that now. Go.
Okay. So theoretically, okay. So these are theories, right? So if you're into numerology and things like that, there have been a lot of numerologists breaking down Kobe and the helicopter crash and what it kind of inflicted upon the world that day. And so I can't think of one of the theories off the top of my head because it's been so long since I read the article. But pretty much what they were saying was that, like, it released something into the universe. So when we talk about timelines being alternated and things being crazy, like, in theory, when you really think about it, our lives have not been the same since Kobe died in that helicopter accident.
I mean, I go back to Donald Trump in 2016.
I mean, you can say that. I don't believe the theory that they killed Kobe, that he was. I don't necessarily.
I'm just saying, I think the timeline got messing with Donald Trump.
Oh, I think the reality of the whole thing that happened with Donald Trump is interesting simply because of, I mean, he predicted this back in the 80s, because like in the 80s, he was a Democrat. And someone ever asked him at that time, would he ever run for president? He said, if I ran for president, I would run as a Republican. Like that would be the surefire way that I would get elected. Now, we didn't know he was going to throw extra sauce on it and be super racist and all these other things. We know he a crook. But is it shocking? Are we surprised your dad was a white, like, what do you call them? Not like a wizard, allegedly.
He was with the Nazis too, I thought he was with the Nazis. And his original name was Drumpf, not Trump. That's what I heard.
Oh yeah. So see, so I think it's that, but it's just also
that could totally be wrong too. But go ahead.
It's just disrupting the ebb and flows, but for me, it's like Trump is a lesson that America needed to learn.
I mean, we didn't learn it the first time we were elected.
They didn't, and so it's like, oh, we want more, but it's just like a lot of crooks that's just having their way. And when we think about like the setup of America or any sort of, dynasty, America is now 250 years old. And this is around the time anyway where dynasties start to crumble and fall.
That's a good point.
So I can't necessarily say that, but it's just that like if something happened, and I'll have to find the article and text it to you about the numerology aspect of it. But then Johnny said he saw or read something like somewhere where somebody was saying, in theory, pretty much everybody died during COVID.
Yeah, did you tell me that or somebody else?
That was me. It was likely me.
Okay.
And he was like saying why it feels like so many people are dying rapidly is it's the timeline trying to catch up.
So there's a timeline. So we basically got pulled in from another timeline.
Yeah.
People that are here currently.
Yeah. And so when I think of like, and I don't know if I necessarily believe that, but it's just also very creepy. And fucked up if that's the truth.
Yeah.
But also when I think about the whole thing on Paradise, it's like how Alex is disrupting all of this stuff that's happening. And I think that the other thing that's weird too is because like what I thought maybe, and I think we might have talked about it on here. I'm not sure if we did a Paradise recap.
No, we have not. We have not.
Or we just talked about it, but it was just. But I was wondering if maybe Xavier that was running out or that came out after the city inside of that mountain, like pretty much dissipated, if it was Xavier for another timeline.
So you saying in theory there could be another Dom in another timeline running around in theory?
Probably. Maybe. I don't know. This isn't about, me. This is about Xavier and CERN.
But I'm talking about in your Johnny's theory.
Maybe I don't know. Like I don't spend my time reading stuff on that. Life is already hard enough as is. I don't need my mind to be in hyper overdrive about some shit that I cannot control.
Yeah, no, that's one of my things, and that's why I try not to stay on conspiracy theories too much because it's like I can't control this shit.
It just makes it drives you crazy.
It's gonna stress me the fuck out.
Yeah, and it is, especially as an Aquarius, it's gonna stress us the fuck out. So I don't know, but I think that that's an interesting theory, and I think that like I said, how people, why you would want to create like something like the Big Bang, I have no fucking idea. Because we know, nigga, like, I mean, it created life, but it did a whole bunch of like fuck shit along the way too. Ice ages, floods and shit, depending on if you believe in evolution or the creation.
Yeah, he said the fuck shit.
And then hell, when you start really breaking down timelines and stuff, theoretically, a lot of the dinosaurs that existed didn't exist in the same timeline.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true.
Yeah,
I mean, not necessarily.
and they just now really start. What'd you say?
So much time between some of these dinosaurs too.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, listen.
Look, I'm just saying. I don't know if what I believe with this. If I believe it, I mean, I don't know. It seems I don't. The reason I may not get with this conspiracy theory overall, and I was debating with my boy Teddy, shout out to Ted, is because this would just be a convenient way for just us to not to inexcuse these fuckers out here that be doing fuck shit.
I would say the only reason why, because when we think about like the concept of energy and how energy like never dies, it just switches like wavelengths or whatever, and it shows up in different like forms. Like when we talk about like it feeling heavy, like that's not just one or a few people like, oh, does it feel like it is multiple people feeling or whatever? So they doing something for sure on top of inflation, motherfuckers. But I think that's why I could potentially believe that they test different things. I don't know why they will. To me, it would be, what is the relevance of trying to recreate the Big Bang Theory when you can cause like such a crazy natural disaster? But then if you want to go into the Denver airport theory, and then you bring in paradise in that, and then how like one of the highest peaks the highest peak in America would be in Denver, and the theory with the under the airport, all these random like silos and all of that stuff, and y'all built this airport in the middle of nowhere because what? And then the murals inside the airport are depicting.
Hey y'all, if y'all like what y'all see here on Everyone Needs an Aquarius, be sure to like, subscribe, and share our podcast with your friends because we got all the tea. And if you want to check out more stuff from us, be sure to hit that button right there on the right side so you can see other stuff, and again, share with everybody.